So you've done it. You switched back to the BlackBerry Classic or bought a used one. You were sick of these virtual glass keyboards and you really wanted something to get some work done. And you're enjoying it. You're enjoying the tactile feedback and the form factor that the BlackBerry Classic gives. And that little nub that comes in so handy, especially when you're browsing the web. Then you have that rude awakening. Apps. Yes, that moment you dreaded. You're looking for some apps that still work on this thing. Well, good news is that there are a surprising number of useful apps that will work on the BlackBerry Classic. There's an active Android runtime environment on the latest version of the BlackBerry OS, allowing you to run a myriad of Android apps that do work on the BlackBerry Classic. So, without further ado, here's a list of apps that are quite useful that are currently working for the BlackBerry Classic. You knew this one was going to be at the top of the list. Spotify and all of its playlist glory does indeed work on the BlackBerry Classic. You'll find it on the Play Store, so simply open up Google Play and you'll be able to install it. After a brief download and install, simply log in with your Spotify account and you'll be able to access all your pre-created Spotify playlists. This is Spotify with all of its bells and whistles. So you can access playlists, search music, and create your own playlist. I found the BlackBerry Classic to be the perfect size to be used as an MP3 player. Plus, don't forget this thing has a headphone jack. So, if you're a heavy music listener and have been looking for an extra MP3 player with a headphone jack and solid metal volume rockers, then the BlackBerry Classic paired with Spotify might just be for you. Evernote. Evernote really highlights the great form factor that's behind the BlackBerry Classic, as you can actually use the nub on the Classic to navigate through Evernote's longer notes. It's available in full working, full functioning form on the Play Store. The BlackBerry Classic screen is also the perfect size for creating these small to medium notes using its QWERTY keyboard. You can also use the BlackBerry Voice Assistant, which is surprisingly effective in today's day and age, to record notes or record voice notes as well. Overall, I was pleasantly surprised how well a modern app like Evernote works perfectly well on the BlackBerry Classic. So if you're buying the Classic for some note-taking or some light word processing, Evernote will definitely be a staple in your app drawer. Get it today on the Play Store. Yes, the Microsoft communication giant Skype is in full effect on the BlackBerry Classic. You might not think that a phone this small and this old can handle full-on video calls, but it sure works like a charm on this thing, and I was seriously surprised. Simply download Skype off the Play Store and pull up your Skype contacts through your Skype login, and the front-facing camera of the BlackBerry Classic will engage. What you'll notice is fairly smooth video calling that you can use with one hand. Messaging, of course, is a dream on this thing given the BlackBerry Classic's physical QWERTY keyboard. And typing to your Skype contacts is a lot more fun compared to a virtual glass keyboard. Sound quality is top-notch, as it has always been on these BlackBerry devices. Overall, I really enjoyed the convenience of having Skype available on such a small device. So if you use Skype in some kind of application in your mobile life, then the BlackBerry Classic and Skype is almost the perfect combination. I was very pleasantly surprised when I found out that Netflix works in its full form on the BlackBerry Classic. You might not think of the Classic as a media consumption device, but why not have your entire Netflix library with you on a tiny device while you're doing some work? So, if you're busy typing away on your Classic and you need a bit of a breather, don't hesitate to pull out Netflix and catch up on your favorite series. Yes, the aspect ratio is a little unusual, but you can always plug in your headphones for a nice break. Netflix, available for the BlackBerry Classic on the Google Play Store. So there you have it, folks. I was very surprised to see what kind of modern apps are working in their full form on the BlackBerry Classic. A lot has been said about the lack of apps on the BlackBerry OS, but the inclusion of an Android runtime environment on the latest version of the BlackBerry 10 operating system allows for some pretty sweet modern productivity apps in this very unmodern form factor. Communication apps like Skype make the BlackBerry QWERTY keyboard and the smaller form factor even more convenient than it was when the BlackBerry Classic was first introduced. So what do you think? Would you use these apps on your BlackBerry Classic? Or are there any other apps that you know to be working on the Classic? Leave a message below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.